You might be on mute. I can hear you. I can hear you. Because you might be mute. Yeah, I can hear you. I don't know if I did or
You know, the top hat, you know, the one I had.
I don't think I'd never seen you in a top hat. I don't think I ever seen you in a top hat. No, that's
enlighten you because I surprised. Man, you're looking good, brother.
Thank you.
And you know, you got goals set because, man, I remember, and I still, you know what? Whenever you decide up there and this is just between me and you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? No, right now. I mean, there's nobody else on with it. Well, anyway, well, the bottom line is I made my commitment to you that, you know what, I don't care if you decide to run for dog catcher. I'm going to help you win.
Okay.
But I know, you know, you aspire for something bigger than that. And you know what? And you got a smart head on your shoulder, and you got a lot of common sense. And you know what? Us in the military, we appreciate common sense because American Army officer better.
I really don't know, but I wanted to ask you some questions about the current events. And again, welcome to my
go
show.
ahead.
Yeah, you know, President Biden just signed an executive order limiting migrants coming in through the southern border. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, I can tell you right now that the Mexican, you know, the United States of, hold on, man. I'm sorry. Somebody, it was a conflicting call. Don't worry about it. I canceled it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. My thought is that, you know, because I don't know if I told you, I lived a year and a half in Monterrey, Nuevo León, Los Estados Unidos de Mexico. Monterrey, the city, the state of Nuevo León, found out who was trying to call me. My Irish friend, who his son is in the professional soccer league in Ireland. But anyway,
that's interesting.
Back to what we were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Mexico has the exact same problems as the United States, which is what? What's our two biggest problems we have? Immigration
mm-hmm.
and drugs, right?
Mm-hmm.
People are dying every day from drugs made in China and infiltrated, in other words, transferred in, okay, in the 70s, long before you were born, we had a problem with what? Cocaine coming from where? Colombia. And where did it come through? Through Mexico into the United States. So Mexico and the United States have had the same problem for the last 50 years, which is immigration and drugs. So why don't we sit there and get Canada, who also has an immigration problem and drug problem, and why not, like the European Union, we get Mexico, United States, and Canada to make a North American Union, and because we can help  stop their immigration at their southern border because we got a million soldiers.
Mm.
And we can put a couple 100,000 down to help with the Mexican army to stop people coming over from Belize and Guatemala. Yes or no?
Mm. I really don't know about that, but
you know what? I think you know what Biden's doing is nothing but political bullshit. You know, the same thing. I think it's BS. What former President Trump is doing. The same thing. Both of them are malarkey. They're talking about BS.
Mm.
We got to really get down to the real problems of the United States. And neither one of those guys have figured that out.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, inflation. You know what caused inflation? All right, first, President Trump gave us what? Did you get the, during the pandemic, did you get the President Trump money?
Well, that's his money. He didn't want to, first of all, he didn't want to do anything else. Well, hold on a minute. No, he didn't want to do anything.
Go ahead.
Hold on. He didn't want to do anything
but
else.
He signed on it.
Oh, he didn't want to do anything else with it until he got signed. It was a Democratic Congress that passed the money. He didn't want to do anything until he had his name on the United States Congress that did it.
No, but the president signed up. I mean, when I got the first check, and I was in prison, and I got this money, and I got a facsimile letter from Trump saying, "I've given you this money to help stimulate the economy." And
especially during the pandemic.
Great.
Yeah.
And you know what? And then after Trump left, what's the first thing that Biden did? Basically, the Treasury Department just printed out a lot more dollars.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what caused, because a lot of people didn't spend it. They held on to it because, you know, all the automotive companies were shut down. Everybody was shut down. Nobody had an opportunity to go out and spend the money, let alone, you know, but when they did, guess what? There weren't any new cars to buy. So guess what? Used cars went up like double the value. Why? Because the car plants were shut down because of COVID. Does that make sense? So that's why, you know, it's like a slinky effect that when you have the money to spend, you know, and then you didn't have the money to spend it, you know, but now you got the money to spend it and then there's no cars. So guess what? Inflation occurs. And the same thing, you know, I want to go out and buy T-bones because I got money. Well, you know what? You and 30 other people also have money because thanks to the government, both President Trump and you know, it's not, I'm not saying it as a negative. I'm just saying as a fact, when you add more paper dollars to the economy, without taking some out, guess what? I.e. taxes. You know what? People have more money to spend, and there's the same number of cars, the same number of products, the same number of steaks in the store, the same 10 steaks, and you got 20 people wanting to buy that. You know what? Guess what? The prices are going to go up. And that's what, you know, it has nothing negative to say about either guys. You know what? I'm not saying anything negative about Biden or Trump. That, you know, it is. You know, one was president, the other one's the current president, but the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Does it make sense? I'm not saying negative on either person because both of them, you know, I think both of them, you know, both of them did the best job so far that they could do. I just think that Biden, you know, I'm stopping. You know, he could have done more to stop the damn people coming across the border than he did.
Edgewise on this one.
Say again?
I'm gonna get a word out of Edgewise on this
go
one.
ahead.
The thing is, he's tried, but he's been distracted by other issues regarding Gaza and Palestine, debt, this economy. So it's kind of hard for him to focus on immigration when you got
don't forget Ukraine.
Yes, the war in Ukraine, which everyone supports Ukraine, but we're all divided on the issue between Gaza and Palestine. Okay, he is 96 or 95. Take issues away from the Republican Party. Back in 1995, Bill Clinton took issues away from them regarding crime and welfare. Because everyone was complaining about crime back in the 90s, right? The 95 crime bill. He signed that into law, which is a bipartisan legislation, which he signed to take that issue away from the Republicans so they could not run on it in 96 in the Republican primary and also the general election.
Wait, okay, hold on one second. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Now, the crime bill you're talking about, is that the one where Congress outlawed high capacity magazines and like AR-15s and AK-47s?
That was the assault weapons ban. That was
that earlier or was this one?
That was the assault weapons ban.
What's that?
That was the assault weapons ban.
Right. What year was that?
That was in the 90s. That's expired now.
It was before that, right?
It was before Biden, right?
That's
it was during
why
time
we're
of
dealing
Clinton,
with
right?
it again.
It was before Clinton, yeah. It was during Clinton, but before Biden got in office.
Okay, refresh my memory. The law you're talking about.
It was 1994.
What did that improve?
That was 1994.
What did it do?
It was prohibit.
No, okay, but the law you were talking about, what was the main parts of that law? I'm not familiar with it.
It was in 1994 when they were complaining about crime.
I know it was. I know the name of it, but
they're complaining
what
about.
Did it?
They were complaining about crime in 1994 that prohibit the manufacturing and semi-automatic weapons that were on our streets back then.
Okay. And how are they going to get rid of them?
That was what you were talking about, that ban magazine.
Right.
But that was tied in with the Violence Against Women's Act, also in the 90s, that Joe Biden got a lot of flack for when he was running for president in 2020. But again, what this ties into, he is trying to take issues away from the Republican Party. So they cannot run on immigration, especially if he done something about it that he can say, I did something about it. So he's trying to win re-election. He's trying to win re-election.
Every politician loves that, right?
Huh?
Every politician loves that. They want to say they did something and nothing really happens when they said they did.
Right, but he signed it was.
My guess is it was bipartisan, meaning all Democrats said yes, the Republicans said no, and
it was some Republicans Republicans who said they were going to go for that border deal. It was bipartisan, but Trump told them, no, don't do it because you're going to get Biden a win because he's running against him, right?
I agree with you. You know what? Trump screwed up politically. Mm-hmm. You know what? If I was the former president, I'd say go ahead and do it, because whatever they do is going to be enough.
No.
So go ahead, let them do that, and I'll still be able to say the same thing. You know what? Trump is an idiot sitting there and saying, no, man, don't vote for that because you're helping the other. No, not our southern border, which, you know what, something needs to be done. So all you're sitting there saying, Mr. Trump, is that all you want to do is get elected. You're not saying you want to do anything. Right?
Right.
I mean, doesn't it make sense?
Yeah, because he doesn't honestly care about immigration. He doesn't honestly care about it. He's only talking about
No, he doesn't care about anything but himself.
Right, but the reason he's talking about it because a lot of people in this country have strong feelings about immigration.
I'd be willing to bet you his bedroom only has mirrors. What? Well, let me tell you, I'm beginning to think that Trump, when he gets up in the morning, when he looks out the window, he's looking in a mirror because he only loves himself. He don't love anybody else. I don't think, you know what? I mean, when you look about his history and stuff like that, I mean, he has a son who's like, what, 4 inches taller than him. What is he, like 6'4" or 6'5"?
I don't know about the height.
Baron?
Yeah, he's him, yeah.
I don't know, whatever. He's a tall kid. But what I'm just saying is that I don't see where Trump cares about anything but himself. You know? Can you name anything during the Trump administration or even since, that Trump said anything other than that dealt with himself? Oh, this is all, a scam, whatever. It doesn't matter. But it's all about Trump. Trump has never said anything about, he gives a crap about you and me. Out here, and you know what?
Well, you know what? He honestly
you're up in,
give a damn about you and I. He doesn't care. He cares about making money. It seems he only cares about being relevant right now to.
No, he only cares about himself. He don't care if he's making money or not. If he cared about making money, he wouldn't went bankrupt when his motels went bankrupt in Atlantic City. He survived that. It's art of the deal. The art of the deal is look out for number one. And who's number one? Trump, including selling his book.
His Bible that he's now trying to sell.
What else? I mean, name one thing he did when he was president that didn't make him number one.
It seems that people really give him credit for is the economy. But, well, that was Obama giving him that economy. Obama gave him that good economy.
You're right. Right. And you know what? I have I'm a couple hours short of my master's in economics. And that's why, I started out this, about how both Trump and Biden both gave us money. We really didn't need to do that, but we did anyway. Regardless, it happened.
Some say
I got the money.
You know what? Some say that caused inflation. But if you honestly look at it,
I think yes,
if
it helped cause inflation.
Senator Joe Manchin said that was going to cause inflation, but if you honestly look at it, it was corporate greed that caused inflation because they jacked up the prices after COVID, and they were making money.
Wait. Okay, all right, very good. Bryce, if you had a store, right, and you got 10 people at the front door, and you got 5 cans of peas, and they all want a can of peas, and you got 10 people. Now, are you going to sit there? You can sit there and auction up. That's the way an auction works, which, that's supply and demand. So you sit there and let people, okay, how much you want to pay for the, do I hear $1? Do I hear $2? Do I hear, like an auction? That's what the economy really works on. It's supply and demand. You know what? Corporations don't try to screw you because they want to. They want to provide you the services at a reasonable price, but when you got a limited number of resources, you raise the price and that lowers it down. The same thing is if you go back and look at when President Nixon had gas prices fixed. So what happened? They fixed the price of gas at like $1 a gallon. And you know what? But there was lines and lines of people wanting gas, and they run out. You know why?
Because OPEC shut off the gas from
it. Wasn't supply and demand. the supply did not meet the demand. The demand was greater than the supply, and that's what I mean, I know it's confusing at times, and it takes a while to work through the system, but I guarantee you that inflation by next year, you can take this from a future economist, Steve Roche, that by next year we may be in a negative inflation. This is June 5th. Okay, by June 5th of next year, we are going to be either at zero inflation or minus. You know why?
Why?
Because this is my future. You're going to sit there and see more and more layoffs, and people are and it may cause Trump to be elected because the economy is going to turn south here in the summer. In other words, it's going to turn bad.
I don't honestly think that's going to happen.
The job numbers are going to go down, and unfortunately, we may be in a recession by
we're not
under
a recession.
27th. What's that?
We're not under a recession. No.
No, will be by August. Not now, not today. August.
The economic factors are too strong to indicate that. A lot of people people are not feeling it, honestly. Maybe it's because a lot of action is not done on prices. People buying too much. People are spending too much at the store, and that's why people are not feeling that economy, because they're spending way too much at the store because everything's too expensive.
But we're going to have too many products out there and too few dollars chasing those products, and that causes people, whether it's equipment or whatever, no, we can't afford that because we're not selling the product last month. And that's what's going to happen I'm telling you about my birthday, August 27th. We'll come back to this on August 27th. I really think we're going to be heading to, it hurts me because I need money because I'm on Social Security. I'm retired. You know what? I'm one of those people, and my God, you know what? I just know it's going to happen because of my education in economics and what's happened in the past. Because where the inflation goes up, eventually it comes down, and when it comes down, it depends how hard we crash. I know. And I don't know what our current president or either one of them. What can they do? What is the answer to stop this? Because the money's gone, everybody spent it. So now the paper mill printing new money is done. Government, just like today, I said my government phone, I had to pay $20. Okay, 6 months ago, I didn't have to pay $20. I got the phone for free. Now I got to pay $20. Oh, where's the $20 come from? Out of my Social Security. So guess what? That's $20 I can't go and buy 2 pounds of extra sharp cheese. Right? But the $20 has to come from somewhere.
Well, yeah, that too.
It's coming out of my hide, which means
right. But
what? I'm not spending it on something else,
right?
Because the government is not paying for my phone,
right? But I want to know. But I want to know what's your views on, what's your feelings that the President Trump is now convicted on 34 counts of falsifying business records, about a hush money that he paid to adult film actors during the campaign to prevent that story from even coming out, potentially from even getting him elected. Most likely it would never make a difference, but still, what is your thoughts on that?
Comment on that. Okay. Now, when you were a kid, did you ever deliver newspapers or whatever, where,
I believe my mom was delivering newspapers when I was a kid.
Because I think your mom said that you were very entrepreneurial, in other words, a business-minded kid.
Well, I tried some
when you bring in money,
entrepreneur.
Right?
I tried some entrepreneur things, but it never worked out.
You went and earned money on your own, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now let me ask you this. Let's say, and I know, this, I'm just saying this is theoretical. Mm-hmm. Okay, instead of hundreds of dollars or whatever, let's say you were raising millions of dollars, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you decide, to have a fling with a girl, all right?
Mm-hmm.
And you got to pay for it, right? All right, that's why I got a corporation, Mm-hmm. And in this case, he had a damn sleazy New York lawyer do it for him, mm-hmm. and pay for it.
Oh yeah, he was a liar.
That's legal.
But he was truthful about what was happening.
I'm not saying it's right. No,
I never said it was sleazy lawyer. You were talking about Michael Cohen. He is a liar. He's a complete liar, but he is truthful about the details of how that money came to her.
I believe everything. No, I believe everything that Cohen, man, he is so fucking pissed off mm-hmm. because he thought
Can we watch our language
Trump was just as sleazy as he was, mm-hmm. that he could trust him with his life. And guess what? Mm-hmm. The guy turned on him. In other words, Trump turned on him. And mm-hmm. guess what? Man, you're SOL. Shit, Hey, that happens. But
do you feel like
it doesn't make either Trump or him any better, man. Both of them are sleazy, I think,
Yeah, they are. Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
I'm going,
that they are sleazy. Yeah.
And we hope our court system isn't.
Well, they just
I can show you where in Chicago we had where judges were bought day and night back when I was a kid in Chicago. Anyway, but that's another story. If you want to go back to, they call it the Operation Gray something. I don't know. Anyway, they caught like 12 damn state and federal judges all taken underneath the table to, so if Trump and these assholes were in Chicago during those days,
can we watch our language on
it never would have came to court. He said, man, there's not enough evidence. Boom, it's out of here. Next. I mean, and also, it's the lowest minimum felony that he got convicted of. And I'm going, well, and now.
Yeah, but it's 30.
The news media sits there and says, well, he could be put 4 years in prison. Well, you know what? If you look, okay, have you ever gotten a traffic ticket?
I don't drive, Steve.
Okay. Have you ever gotten a ticket?
I never have gotten a ticket. No, I never gotten a ticket.
Okay. Well, if you did, if you look in the fine print, even a speeding ticket is punishable in certain conditions up to 2 years in jail. A speeding ticket. Mm-hmm. But nobody knows. All you do is you're doing 45 and a 35, and it's going to cost me $150. Okay, fine. And then you get X amount of points against your license, and you get too many points. Guess what? You don't have a license. But what I'm saying is, in the fine print, all those misdemeanors because that gives a leeway to the judge. If you're a real asshole, kind of like what Trump was to the judge, and that's why he was fined $10,000 at various increments for not obeying the judge's gag order. Mm-hmm. I mean, how stupid could you be when the judge says, don't talk about this, and he turns around and talks about it 100 feet outside the door? I mean, how stupid can you be? Man, this guy must love himself. Every time, he doesn't have any outdoor windows in his bedroom. They're all mirrors, so he can only see himself. It really scares me. And you know what? And
he thinks he can do whatever he wants.
I think, to answer your first question, yes, he was guilty of fraudulently records, writing records, whatever. You know what? He didn't do it, man. He told some other minion, some other asshole like me that was an accountant or whatever, hey, handle this. Put it in, hey, well, it's a fucking check. What do you want me to do with it?
Hey,
Put
Steve,
it under
can we
legal
watch our
offense.
language on the
Okay,
show,
good.
please?
You know what? But at that point, he broke the law.
Yeah, he did broke the law. Absolutely. He should be held accountable. You know what? A lot of people, a lot of his supporters are saying that this is a hit job, that they're out to get him. You know what? It could be true, but he also did it.
So what do you, okay, let me ask you a question.
Sure.
What do you think, if you're the judge, what do you think Trump's sentence should be?
Most likely 6 years in Rikers Island. Segregated from
what?
6 years in Rikers Island in New York. Segregated. Segregated from.
Hey, let me slow you down.
Hold on.
Let me slow you down.
Hold on.
First of all,
hold on.
The maximum amount of years he can get
is 4. Hold on. 6 years in Rikers Island, segregated away from the other inmates because they can potentially do harm to him. That would be my sentence if I was a judge.
The maximum the maximum you can give him is 4 years. There is no 6 years.
Whatever.
It's maximum. That's the maximum.
How much is the maximum?
4 years.
Then that's what I will give him. Hard labor.
Okay. Well, you know what? Hey, you know what would really piss him off?
What?
More than Rikers?
Yeah.
Because Rikers would make him, put him in Rikers, and you know what? You make him a martyr. Oh. You know what I would do? I say, no. Listen to me.
Yeah.
Listen to me, Bryce, and see if this makes sense. I would sit there and put him 2 years, not 4, because I'm a nice guy. It's only 2 years of confinement. Okay? In other words, he cannot leave home unless it's for his job, which he doesn't have a job. and he has the ankle, and he has to sit there. And when he leaves the property, guess what? It beeps, and the cops come and look for you and go, hey, where the hell are you? You know what? Because guess what? If you put in Rikers, you and my taxes have to pay for him to be there. But if we put him in house arrest, he has to pay for his own arrest. And to me, that's a good $1 What do you think? Think about that. Home arrest. You've seen people, I know you've seen people on home arrest. It's not fun. And guess what? The state doesn't have to pay for anything except the damn bracelet and the cops monitoring to make sure you're still at home or when you have to leave. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I guess so.
Doesn't it make more sense? That makes more sense than 6 years in Rikers. Man, he has to pay for his own damn jail time. And how the hell is he going to run for president when he can't keep his damn house?
Well, he could be a murderer still then.
No, but he's not a murderer.
A martyr. A martyr. Oh,
a martyr? No, you know what? He can sit there and whine all he wants. And you know what? And you know what? And as a judge, I go, well, you know what? Hey, the guy did the crime. And you know what? All I said, you know what? I mean, he can ask for a release, and you know what? And we'll give him a release and stuff like that. But every day, man, he's going to have to ask to leave his house to go to campaign rallies. And guess what? He's still going to have that goddamn ankle bracelet around his ankle saying, you know what? You're still under the state of New York. You know, that was the state of New York. That wasn't federal law.
No, it was state of New York. So that means if he does win, he can't pardon himself.
house arrest, guess what? He has to stay in Trump Tower because that's the only place he lived in New York. But his home address is where?
Trump Tower, and also in Florida.
Right. So, but don't you see?
Yeah.
That, to me, that makes more sense than anything. All these idiot Democrats that want to sit there and throw him to the wolves and stuff. But no, man, let him destroy himself. He will destroy himself if you let him do it. And you know what? Giving him home arrest will let him destroy himself because he'll be screaming bloody murder just like a mad dog in a cage. But he's not in a cage. No. All he has to do is ask his parole officer, can I leave? But he is such a egotistical bastard. Do you think Trump ever, except his father, God rest his soul, do you think Trump, after his father died, ever asked anybody permission to do anything? He just did it. And the fact that Trump would have to ask, it'd be so humiliating that he would actually have to ask somebody else besides himself to do something would destroy him. What do you think? That makes sense? I mean, when do you think was the last time Trump personally ever asked somebody else to do something? He told people to do something, but he never asked somebody to do anything. Just like the attorney talking about. He never asked him to do anything. He told him to do it. And that's why the attorney's so upset now. Because he told him to do it. If he asked him to do it, maybe it'd have a different. He would have kept his mouth shut. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Did I give you a new view on the subject? Or?
His attorneys
Go ahead.
take him on. His attorneys do his bidding.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. He said, hey, when he said, for 160 grand, man, we make this whole fucking disappear. Man, let's just do it. And sign off, get rid of it. You know what? You don't need this fucking problem with your election. And somewhere along the way, I mean, you know what? If I was in Trump's position, me personally, I probably would have done the same thing. Well, you know what? Yeah, I did do it. No, fuck, man. Okay, go, man. Here, do it. But I also would have said, you know what? Guarantee you that's what Trump said. Because I would have said that. No, it's on you if we get caught about this fucking bullshit. You know what? That's why, it's attorney fees. Because it's a negotiated deal on a lawsuit. And a civil lawsuit, it's attorney fee. It's, get the fucking civil lawsuit out of my way. And that's what, that's what Trump thought it was. And that's why Trump really, I really think he believes, I believe him too, that, you know what? Hey, I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't do anything somebody else didn't do if they had millions of dollars like I got. But we don't. We don't have attorneys and stuff like that. But I you that conversation, even though it never came up in court, I guarantee you that conversation came up that Trump told him, I said, it's on you, fucking caught. Well, I mean, it still makes them both wrong, doesn't it? Regardless. Yeah. Regardless how that conversation, it's still wrong. At the end of the day, it's still wrong. And hopefully, if you and I ever run into that situation, we'd make a different decision. What it would be, I don't know. I think, you know what? If I had sex with a girl, and I really did, and she was good. So, what's your next question? Trump said that, she was good. What type of sex? I don't know, man.
Grab him by the P word, so,
I mean, you know what? Well, I'm using that if Trump handled it different. Why, what if he's there and back then, said, okay, yeah, I had sex with him. You know what? I got a divorce from my ex-wife. I married my next wife, and he was in between wives. I mean,
he did it while
you're allowed to have sex with somebody. Even if you're married. There's nobody.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
He was already married when he was doing it. He wasn't even.
What's that?
He was married to Melania when he was sleeping with Stormy Daniels.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when she was at home with Barron.
Yeah, okay, all right, that's great. So what if he sit there and said, "Oh yeah, you know what?" And I mean, obviously his wife knows it now, So I mean, why not just admit it straight up? Say, you know what, I screwed it up. Well, wait, who's the Baptist preacher that they finally got him with, and he was married to his wife like 40-something years. Anyway, what was that?
Or Graham Jr.
Graham, right now, Falwell. That guy, man, that guy died. I mean, I swear to God, that guy walked on water. I mean,
actually, he was a big
Falwell. I didn't like what he was saying, but you know what? As a trustworthy person, man, that guy, because he sit there and man, I never would have taken over back when the 700 Club when he took over.
Robertson.
Yeah, no, not Pat Robinson.
Pat Robertson.
No, that guy. That's another guy. Is straight as an arrow. Him and Falwell are the two straight.
Very conservative Christian fundamentalists.
What was the husband and wife?
That was the Grahams. They were sleeping with the pool boy.
Yeah, it was 700 Club. It was what the hell was their name?
Joyce Meyer, I think, and Pat Robertson.
No. Hold on, I'll think of it. It was Pat. Man, I can't think of the name of it. But anyway, they had billions of dollars, and she had a doghouse with air conditioning and stuff like that. I remember seeing that. I can't think of her name. She died of cancer, and I think her husband's still alive.
Wendy Griffith and
no, the 700 Club was.
Yes, 700 Club is now hosted by Wendy.
I used to watch them, man. They were hilarious when you watch them.
But
man, I can't think of the name.
Hold on, I wanted to ask you what about OJ. He passed away from pancreatic cancer. People were saying that thank God this murderer is dead. That he is.
What did the court say?
He was innocent. That he was not guilty. OJ.
Correct. So he was found innocent, but OJ's ex-wife's family sued him civil. What is the difference between a civil trial? The biggest difference between a civil trial and a court trial?
A civil trial.
For a crime.
A civil trial, they can sue him for damages that he's.
How many jurors do they have?
I don't know how many jurors that they have, but they can sue him because he's liable and responsible in a civil trial. A criminal trial is they're determining if he's guilty or innocent based on the charges
You're correct. You're correct on both accounts. Now what I want to know is in a court trial, you have 12 jurors of your peers. How many jurors do you need to make a conviction?
I would not really know. Most likely 5 or 6.
All 12. No, it's 12. It's a unanimous decision.
Oh yeah,
and it's beyond. And here's the. And for murder, it doesn't matter. robbery or whatever, speeding, whatever your trial is, if you go, because believe it or not, when you get a speeding ticket, you can request a trial. You're kind of stupid because then, when you are convicted of the speeding ticket, they're going to throw the book at you. Instead of $100 fine, man, it's going to be 30 days in jail. The predominance in a trial in a crime is beyond a reasonable doubt. And you know what? It sounds easy, but it's really tough. It's beyond any reasonable doubt. In other words, there's absolutely no other answer except you killed the person or you robbed this place. You know what I'm saying? It's beyond a reasonable doubt. And it takes all 12 jurors, because if you got 11 voting guilty and one saying innocent, it was a hung jury.
Right.
So in OJ's sense, there was 12 people that said there's no way in hell he did it because it's not beyond a reasonable doubt. There's a possibility he did it. There's maybe a probability, whatever, but absolutely, positively, he's the guy that did it. And you know what? And I saw, and my wife was alive then. I lost my wife to cancer, but anyway, she was kind of, and I was at work, and she videotaped every hour, every hearing from the day it started, because she was a big OJ fan, football-wise. But anyway, but she taped everything, and I watched all of it.
Hold on. My question is, should his legacy be tarnished by that murder case?
What I think his beyond being he's a great football player and stuff like that, man, he always got to be remembered. Some of the things they did, the guy was found innocent. And guess what? The only thing he was found guilty. Okay, like I said, the family, like I said, in the trial, it took 12 jurors to convict him. Okay, in a civil, if you sue me that I assaulted you or whatever, and you did it in a civil trial, guess what? I don't have 12 jurors. All you need is more than one. In other words, you got 12 jurors there, but if you got the sixth one, okay, out of the 12, once you get one across 50%, you win. It didn't matter if the other guy said, man, you're innocent as hell. It doesn't matter. And then it's up to the judge or the jury to assess damages. And guess what? That's why you have billions of dollars for everything from a weed killer or anything else. Or civil court. That's not a criminal court. Because they wouldn't have the evidence to convict somebody that a weed killer killed these people. No, all we need is a little bit of probable cause, and bam, we got them. And all them lawyers are going to get at least 1/3 to 1/2 of all the money. You know what? And OJ's wife's relatives, all that money, I guarantee you, 50% of all that money went to the lawyers, not to them.
Well, hold on a minute. They
thought OJ did it, and there wasn't any way you could convince them that he didn't do it.
They're going to,
even though he was found innocent in the court of law.
Those people are unconvincible, but the Goldman family also sued him also. They haven't seen any of that money. It's most likely.
Who got the money?
Goldman.
The lawyers.
The lawyers, yes.
I guarantee you the lawyers got bought. I guarantee you the lawyers got paid.
Right, but the
Goldman family did not get free lawyers.
No, but they sued him, though. They sued him. And they're still going to sue that money, most likely. They're going to sue his estate, the O.J. Simpson estate.
So, hey, well, here's my question. Why have a court of law? You know, when I went before the court, What, you know what? We shouldn't even have a court of law because you know what? O.J. Simpson proved that you can be found innocent and you're still guilty because of a civil law. So why even have criminal law? Just the only way you go to jail or pay anything is through a civil court. We don't even need criminal court. No, we don't need any of it because according to O.J. Simpson's the Goldman family, no, we don't need, you know, it doesn't matter if you're innocent or whatever. No, we're going to sue you no matter what, and we're going to take your money and everything and make your life miserable.
That's the right to have your day in court, though.
Wait. But their day in court was when he was found innocent.
Right.
No, man, we got another way.
Hold on.
Money.
Steve, hold on. They also have a right to sue him in civil court to see.
Name any other. Wait, if you're found innocent in any court of law, what stops me from going ahead, you know, and being a really shyster lawyer and you know, every time I find somebody innocent at 26 in California down here and whatever, you know, for murder or whatever the hell. No, I'm going to sue you in civil court.
Right.
And all I need is 50% of the jury. And I win because I get 50%. And I'll give the money to the so-called relatives, whether the guy was guilty or not. Because according to you, you know what? The fact that you're found innocent in a court of law means nothing. Absolutely nothing. It meant nothing to you. Tell me what being proven innocent in a court of law did for O.J. Simpson, other than make him a bankrupt, innocent person. Because legally, by our court, he was found innocent. But the civil law said he owes money because he probably did it. So what, you know, tell me that. What do you think?
You know,
I don't know. I mean, I'm asking you know, what is the rule of law? Why go to court if I'm going to be sued? You know what? Fuck you. Go ahead and find me guilty because I'm going to get sued in a civil court. Where are you found innocent? In the civil court or a regular court?
Okay, but I don't have much of an opinion on that. I'm just telling you that's the right to do it.
What's that?
Civil court to see if they can get some sort of justice for what they feel that he's done. He is most likely responsible for the murders of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman.
So well, why go through the rigmarole of what Trump went through? Because now that Trump's been found guilty, you know what? They ought to be able to go, oh, wait a minute. New York already did that. They did a civil court against him, and he already owes $400-something million or whatever. You know what? Hey, so why even bother to go through that malarkey last week when he was already found guilty and on the civil side? I mean, what difference does it make if he's committed with a felony? Because you know what? The civil court, where you don't need a majority of your peers, all you need is a half or better, and they don't have to be your peers. And you know what? And you're guilty as hell, and we're going to take all your money, and you know what? And we don't put you in prison because we're going to take all your money anyway. So you can sit there and, you know, and that's, you know, the same thing with the Goldman family, right?
Right, but
come on.
But hold on.
Why go through the process of having a trial, trying to put the guy in prison? Why do it? Don't even bother. Go straight to the civil, where you don't even need a majority of the. I mean, you don't even need a unanimous vote of the jury. Just go with the civil. That way, all you need is a 50%. Hey, man, we're good. We're in like.
Hold on. That is the right to do that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. I'm sorry. You still there?
Yeah, I'm still there, but that is the right to.
Oh, I accidentally dropped my phone.
That's okay. But
it's just right. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, but that is their right to do that. That is their right to sue him in civil court for what they feel that he's done. I understand where you're coming from. That why go?
So why have a criminal? Why have a criminal court system? Just eliminate it, man. Just think how much money we could save eliminating all.
Him with crime. They charge.
Wait, no. We don't need criminal judges. We don't need anything. Just a civil court. So if you think somebody robbed you, you sue them in civil court. And there's no criminal court. There's no laws against anything. You don't need criminal. Why do you need criminal?
Hold on. If someone robs me, I want them to be arrested, so they don't do this to another person. So they can be charged.
They can still be arrested. But you know what? They're not going to do any time and stuff like that unless you sue in civil court to sit there and say I was damaged. Just like the Goldmans. They felt like they were damaged. If they didn't feel like they were damaged, they never would have sued O.J. Simpson, right?
First of all, they sue him because they felt that he is responsible for the murder of their son. That's why they sued him in civil court, because they felt wrong by the law. They felt the system failed them.
But what? Okay. I say again. If they felt like that, ignoring. What if the trial against O.J. Simpson never happened? No trial, no evidence, nothing. Only the civil trial. The end would have been the same. They would have got a decision because they don't need a unanimous decision from the jury. Only the majority. So why not do that for all criminal law? We don't need a jury of your peers. No, we don't need a jury of your peers and a unanimous decision, because you know what? We don't need it. All you need to do is have family and friends to sue on your behalf, and it only takes a majority of the jury, not a unanimous decision, not beyond a reasonable doubt. We don't care, man. OJ, you're guilty in our eyes, so we're going to sue you and take everything we got. And that's what they pursued to do. And you know what? So why have the criminal trial? If you can do that, why not just go straight to the civil trial and the hell with the damn criminal trial? Because it doesn't matter if you're innocent or guilty. It doesn't matter if you're innocent or guilty. You're still going to get taken to the cleaners, because all we need is half of the jury. We don't need all of the jury. Fuck you. We don't care if you're innocent. You're guilty in our eyes, and we're going to take your money. It doesn't matter. I mean, it doesn't matter what we really think. I'm just saying, what if, I mean, God forbid, I really thought, OJ probably did. But I mean, and what the Goldmans did to him, it really bothered me, because that is a hole in our legal justice. If you got money, you can convict anybody and take their money even if they don't have any. And that's worse than being put in prison. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter if you're innocent, a jury of your peers, doesn't matter. Nope, you're guilty as hell, because in civil law, I got 50% of the people that said you're guilty. So it doesn't matter if you're innocent in a court of law. Fuck court of law. We don't believe in it. We're going to sit there and do it on our own. We're going to take all your money. Which, you know what? In a civil law, what else do they got besides taking money and your property? What else? They can't take your life. Well, at least, that's one thing, if you're, if OJ was convicted of murder, man, he might have been put on the electric throne. or I don't know. I don't think. I think California uses what chemical, whatever. It doesn't matter. Executed.
Anyway,
but you know what? He wasn't. So I mean, what? I mean, okay. I guess what I'm getting at, and you haven't bit onto it yet, that I think the standard of conviction in a civil courtroom should be the same as a criminal courtroom. A jury of your peers, and it's got to be a unanimous decision. Does that make sense?
Well, yeah, but
why is there a double standard that civil court only has to have 50% of the guys to take your money, and where a criminal court, it takes all 12, or there's a mistrial and we start it all over? You know what? Oh man, heaven forbid, criminal, or civil lawyers will love that because they just make more money. Whether it's a tornado or, a house, man, your house burnt down. What? Oh man, it was the manufacturer of the furnace. You know that, man. It wasn't even right. Well, I don't say that. We got evidence that furnace, could have burned your house down. And because it's probably, if we can get 50% of the jury to think that furnace caused your house to burn, you know what? We can make you a lot of money. And how many? Okay. When you sit there and you count, I want you to count for the next every lawyer ad, and how many of them are about criminal conviction or civil. It's all civil. You know why? Because they don't have to get the whole 12 jurors to believe you did the damn crime. Does it make sense?
Yeah, but they can sue them in civil court.
I understand you. Yes, they serve a real purpose, and you know what? And I'm happy, because yes, people deserve, because there's a lot of they're not really corrupt corporations, but they come really because I've been part of them. I was a manufacturing manager, and I did, and I've been through several trials and stuff like that. But you know what? I always told our lawyers, I'm not going to compromise my integrity. You know what I mean by that? I'm not going to compromise my integrity. Okay. You know what I meant by that?
I don't know what you mean by that.
Okay, integrity is truth in yourself. I'm going to be truth to myself. So if the corporation asks me to lie, fudge, or deny something, I know it is the truth. I'm going to tell the truth. I don't give a fucking rat's ass what you guys do. You can fire me right now. And you know what? I've had to say that 3 times, and every time the lawyer said, Steve, I wouldn't have it any other way. Okay, 2 of the 3 times, I believed him. The 3rd time, I think the guy was disappointed. You know what? We were, we owed the guy money. And you know what? And I know, we didn't do everything we could have done to protect his safety. I'm sorry. You know what?
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. But I'm going to end the show.
Oh, okay. I mean, I want to know, did that open, a different view on your perspective?
Open a different view. It did.
Of the difference of jury.
Yeah, this opened a different view. Yeah, it did. I'll have you.
And we need to think about that. And we need to come back to this later.
Yes, we will come back to this. We will do a part 2 on this, and we're going to add some other people in so they can chime in also on this show.
Okay, well, you know what? And there's 1 or 2 things, anybody that listens to this, okay, 1, you know what? I'm a strong believer in our Constitution. I'm a strong believer in our court system.
Mm-hmm.
Not so much in our civil, because I don't know, on one hand,
Mm-hmm.
if you put the same standard, 12 jurors, a unanimous decision,
Mm-hmm.
and, against these large corporations and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think John Q. Public
I'm going to end
can.
But Steve, I'm going. You can continue.
Okay, go ahead.
Some other time, but I'm going to end the show because it is getting late a little bit. I like to get to bed.
Oh, it really?
Yeah.
It's 2022, man.
8:22. So I'm going to end this conversation. I want to thank everybody who was watching the show. I hope we can keep this continuing. Hit that like button, like, share, and subscribe to my show so we can keep this going. And then in the future, I am going to live stream the president's speeches and the presidential debate or any of the former President Trump press conferences. I'm going to try to get other guests on the show. I'm going to also add a phone number on this meet so everybody else can chime into this conversation. So thank you, Steve, for coming on the show.
Hey, it's my pleasure. And you know what? Hey, I love you and everybody that listens to us, because you know what? If we don't talk about things, we deserve what we get. Okay. And you know what? We're better than that.
Yeah, we're better than that. Absolutely. I agree with you. I agree with you.
Hey, you know what? Hey, it's a pleasure talking to you, man. You know what? And I hope, and feel free to put my email address if somebody wants to text me or comments below your show. Go ahead, man. Give me all you got.
Yeah. I'll give that some consideration. But thanks for coming on the show, man. Thank you.
Oh, absolutely. I'm willing to do it. You know what? And absolutely, man, you come up, man. We got 3 debates that they said they're going to have. Man, look how much we got to look forward to. These guys are going to give us all kinds of.
Hold on. 2 presidents, 1 vice president. That's what they're going to do.
Oh, I thought it was 3. 1 vice president. Well, that'll be interesting.
But
we don't even know who the vice president for Trump is going to be, right?
He is going to be in those 2 debates. Yes, they're both going to meet.
Well, that'd be a good for one show. Just that.
I'm going to let you go.
Okay.
I'll be
very good.
Tonight. Peace and love with you. Okay.
All right. Peace, love, and Sherman, man.
Okay.
Thank you. Talk to you later.
Bye-bye. That was a good conversation. Going to end the show. Hit that like button, share this, subscribe to us so we can keep this going. Hope you all have a good night. Bye-bye.